Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, I'm not supposed to be streaming today. What's happening? What's going on? What the heck? Something's off. Something's off. All right. All right, guys. What's going on? What's going on? How's Minneapolis looking? Well, like it's gonna get a lot of snow, and the 18Z short ranges just went crazy, just doubled the snow. I don't know what they're seeing. I'm assuming they're seeing a low that's a little deeper, maybe a little stronger than originally projected. So it's we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get into it because, like I said, the short ranges just upped our projected snowfall in Minneapolis. Anyways, look at this bad boy, guys. Look at the HRRR. I mean, you couldn't be in a better spot. You couldn't ask to be in a better spot in Minnesota for heavy snowfall. Or Minneapolis Metro. You couldn't ask for it. Okay. Let's let some people get in here and we'll get started. Am I still sticking with 12 to 15? I think we're going to get more. I'm going to have to push it to 14 to 17. I actually truly think we're going to get more than 17 inches in Minneapolis Metro, but that's my final. 14 to 17. I think we're going to get. I started with 11 to 14 a few days ago. We're going to do 14 to 17. Final Minneapolis Metro. There's going to be somewhere, if not multiple places in Minneapolis Metro that see over 20 inches. Probably not Lower Buck. Probably not Lower Buck. We have blizzard warnings everywhere, like we talked about. Hey, Rochester, getting a little early snow down there, or is it too warm? We're going to go over the progression of the storm, updated snowfall totals, severe weather. Severe weather's... The HRRR thinks no severe weather tomorrow night. The Rufus thinks the complete opposite. Guys, it's a high shear, low instability day. We should feel lucky that this is a... Now, synoptically, this is really drawing most of its moisture from our upper level jet, not our low level jet. But this is actually a low moisture event. Our dews are low. We're not getting as big a pull off the Gulf. That big stream of moisture. If we had a little bit different of a setup, you could be looking at a friggin' 3 to 4 feet in here. This is going to break records, though, this snowstorm. This is going to break records. It, in fact, is going to break records. Let's take a look at the difference between the last run and this run. I want you guys to take a look. We're actually going to go right in there. States, Minnesota. We're going to go over everything, but first... sorry, you guys couldn't see that. We're going to go over everything, but first, I'm going to show you this. Last HRRR, this one. Notice how the blues get darker around Minneapolis? Right around that pink sleet line. Look at that intensity. Look at that intensity. All right? Take a look at this. Ready? I want you guys to look at Minneapolis. Ready? Last run of the NAM. There you go. That's the last run of the NAM. You guys notice the difference here? Do you guys happen to notice a difference? Current run of the NAM, last run of the NAM. Any of my Minneapolis people in here? We're going to talk about a lot more than Minnesota, Minneapolis. I'm just starting with this. We're going to talk about everything, guys, with this storm, including the severe weather. NTX Morgan, what's going on? You guys notice the difference? New run of the NAM, 3K, 2 feet. Last run, 1 foot. It doubled. Do I think we're going to get 24 inches of snow? Probably not. It's possible, though. The short ranges just did something crazy, though. You look at the HRRR as well. Let's go to the 18Z. Model trend. 18Z. Ready? Actually, the last run did really well, but look when we go back. Look at the trend. Look at the trend. 13, 12, 23, 23, 24, 24. So our short range models are pumping this snow. They, in fact, are Oh my gosh. What is going on with the wrap? Holy smokes. Holy smokes. This is our ultra short range model, guys. This is, I mean, this is our ultra short range model. This is a 22-hour, 21-hour forecast. Look at the wrap. Look at Minneapolis. 26 inches is the latest. Here's where we were. There's where we were. This is where we were this morning on the wrap. 6 inches for Minneapolis. Here's what's happened during the day. 2 feet. Minneapolis, talk about an uptrend. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about everything as a whole. But I just had to tell you guys. I posted a video. I've been hyping this storm. I try sometimes, you know, I try to figure out which storms I'm actually going to hype and which ones are going to be a bust. I've been feeling pretty good about this one. And I had a video go like, I wouldn't call it semi-viral. It got like 250K views on TikTok yesterday. 250,000, not bad, but not that great. And so there was like 500 comments in there, and I swear I was going through all of them. Every other comment is, we're only getting a dusting in Minneapolis. How much you want to bet we're only going to get 3 inches? No, we're going to get nothing. No, I mean, I'll show you. And I responded to everyone, and I was like, okay, bet. All right, we'll see. All right, we'll see. Because I was so confident in it. And it's going to be hilarious responding to all these people tomorrow. Maybe I should do it on stream.
High-end totals Minneapolis.
Let's see.
It actually looks like they...
Let's take a look. I just want to look at the comments real quick. And then we'll get started. And then we'll run the intro. All right, here we go. Who wants to bet Minneapolis gets 3 inches only? That has 1,600 likes. You guys think this guy's going to be correct? You think Minneapolis is only getting 3 inches? We'll talk about everything, Tara. 1 second. Let's take a look. I said, I'll remember this comment. Was that yesterday he posted that? 30 inches. Let's see. 22 inches, so that means we'll get a dusting and still have to work on Monday. Did I tell this guy I'll remember this? Okay. If you say so. And about a 90% chance of getting nothing. All right. If you say so. I've just... I'll predict 6 to 8 inches. We'll see. It's just hilarious. Never happens. Okay. Gonna be a dusting, if you say so. I'll believe it when I see it. You'll see it. Just 7 to 10. Alrighty. What do you guys think? You guys think these people are right? We get a dusting to 7 inches of snow, Minneapolis. I mean, yeah, it's a two. I mean, all systems are kind of two-sided. You know what I mean? NTX, any sort of significant system. All right, let's go over everything. Let's go over everything. And then I'm going to answer your guys' questions. Okay? But you know what we have to do before we go everything? Before we go over everything, we need to run the intro.
Ow. Take it to the bank, cash it. I'm always right. I've never been wrong about anything my entire life. Everything I've ever said has come true.
That's true.
We look a lot at the moon.
There it is. They look at the moon for our winter forecast.
Yep.
We've had 4 or 5 wiener wrist zones this week.
Crazy.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Daddy needs some coffee.
Bob donated 1,000.
Oh, thanks, Bob.
The best weatherman, and you're very tall, smart, and handsome.
Wow. Thanks, Bob. Okay. Let's get started. I'm going to begin to review everything. What's going on? Yeah. I'm going to begin to review everything, guys, and then I'm going to answer your questions. All right? That's a little bright for me. All right. Let's get back to here. Okay. We're going to start off with snow totals. We're going to go into severe weather, and then we're going to talk about temperatures. I'm actually getting into that. Let's move this out here so I can get ready for that. And then we're going to talk about temperatures, and then I'm going to take yo questions. Let's get this all set up. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. By the way, how's everyone doing today? Pretty good. I hope. Pretty good. Jasmine, Erica, Lake, Morgan, NTX, Joe, what's going on? Dublista, Joe, I think I already said your name. NTX, I already said your name. Okay. Here's the latest from the National Blend. Most updated NBM version 5, next gen, futuristic model. All right. National Blend. Blends all of our members' models, 100 different runs from every single model, and it blends it together, gives us an average to try to give us the most accurate reading on what we could actually see. All right. Here we go. 10 to 6 inches. We'll call it 10 to 15 inches through this region, potentially, on the high end. I know you see 6 here. We'll call this, you know what? We'll call this 4 to 9. We'll call this 10 to 15 out here. Obviously, 1 to 5, 1 to 5. Above and below it, the National Blend is being... Does anyone notice exactly where the National Blend puts the main target in Minnesota? The heaviest snow in Minnesota, like it just happens to be literally just circle Minneapolis Metro. That's literally where the target of the storm is on the latest short ranges too. There's no better place to be in Minnesota than the Twin Cities. Like bullseye, direct bullseye hit with this storm. At least it looks like it. And guess what? It's about 4 hours away from this storm beginning. Yeah, National Blend thinks we're pushing 2 feet. I think this might be a little bit aggressive. Anyways, let's zoom back out. Let's zoom back out so I can talk about some more. Again, I'm going to take all your questions. We're just going over this a little bit first. National Blend has really taken a lot of that snow out of Nebraska, a little bit of a dusting up to 3 inches. Still, you could get blizzard conditions as far south as Omaha here. If you end up getting a high end and you get 2 to 3 inches in Omaha, you're going to have 50 to 60 plus mile per hour gusts. So there's a chance we get really sketchy conditions down here. I mean, we have a blizzard warning a county over, basically. 1 or 2 counties over from Omaha, 1 or 2 counties to the north of Omaha. It's possible it gets extended down depending on what happens as the moisture wraps back around. Same with Iowa. Iowa, you already have blizzard warnings. We already have blizzard warnings for almost the whole state of Iowa. And then you have them up here. So we'll see what happens with Omaha. All right. Great Lakes region. Where's my Wisconsin people at? About center of Wisconsin and north. It's pretty. We're getting pretty aggressive with the snow. Again, guys, I'm going to go over this and I'm going to take all your questions. We're pretty aggressive with snow on the National Blend. This tends to be a conservative model, and it's dumping 2 to 4 feet up here. I think it's being a little aggressive, especially down here. I think we're going to have this is back end snow. After the storm moves out, we have snow that moves in the back end. And I think it's going to be a little bit dry here. Think about it. I think it's going to be a little bit dry here. But we'll see. We'll see. Let me get back. Let's push over to Michigan. Pretty good. I think it may actually be being too light up into this region. But we'll see. I quickly want to take a look. And we'll just go Ohio Valley. Region. There we go. Ice expectations. If someone's going to get major ice, it's likely going to be out here in west central Wisconsin through northern Michigan. Right in this pocket. You could even extend it a little bit because ice is hard to predict. That's going to be the ice. And really quickly, let's take a look at the latest from the National Weather Service. What does the National Weather Service expect? And by the way, I think the National Weather Service expectations for some of these areas is actually too light because we've just saw a pretty significant uptrend in what looks to be the intensity or the deepening of the low. So I would say that some of these areas, when I go over your totals, could end up being actually a little bit more than expected. You can see right here, you can see the little thing. If you turn your phone sideways on TikTok, you can click the button, turn it sideways too. I know YouTube got a bigger view. But once we get into the yellows, the dark blues, we're talking like 3 to 5 inches. The light blues, we're talking 1 to 3. Once you get into the yellows, the yellow to this orange, we're talking, right, these first 2 yellows, yellow and orange, we're talking 6 to 10 inches. So you know where you are. We're talking 6 to 10 inches in those areas. 6 to 10 inches in those areas. Okay. Now, once you get into this darker orange here, this is the expected, not the high end. We're talking you are expected to get at least a foot in here. And then you get into this region, and we're talking about you are expected to get about 1.5 feet of snow, 18 inches. And then once we get out here, it gets silly, right? Now you're expected to get 2 feet. You're expected to get 3+ feet, right? 3+, 2+. This is in feet. 1.5 plus, 1 plus, and then obviously these yellow areas, right? We're talking about, we'll say 6 to 12 inches. So that's what's going on right now. You guys know where you are. I'm not going to go over every single town, every single city. Well, I will once I take your questions, I will answer those questions specifically. But pretty significant. I actually expect these totals to go up, especially in the Minneapolis area with what we've been seeing on the short ranges. But I think that will translate east. I think our totals will actually go up out here as well. So, and we just saw our storm trend south again. Minneapolis was looking like there could be a chance we get a little sleet, a little ice. I don't think we see any sleet or ice, guys. If I'm being honest, I don't think we see. I don't care how far south you are in the Minneapolis metro. I don't think you see any sleet or ice. Rochester down here maybe a little bit, but you're still going to see a lot of good snow. Minneapolis metro, I don't think we see any sleet or ice. Taking a look at, again, I think these will go up a little bit. Taking a look at high end, you guys get really lucky in Chicago. 5.5, if you like snow, 5.5, 6 inches of snow. Look at that, all the way down through Springfield. We're talking 2 to 4 inches, or we'll say 2 to 5 inches if you get lucky down there. Northwestern Illinois, 8 to 12 inches on the high end. Most of Iowa gets good snow on the high end. Omaha, you're looking at maybe a couple inches if we get some high end snow there. Minneapolis, of course, if we get the high end snow, we're getting over 2 feet of snow. This is going to be an all-time historic snowfall even if we get near the high end. I mean, most snow that's ever fallen in a 24-hour period in Minnesota and Minneapolis history was the Halloween blizzard, which was 22 inches in 24 hours. I know it dropped 28 to 29, but in a 24-hour span, it was 22 inches. There's a chance we break that. Even with the expected, there's a chance we break that. So, interesting. What's going on out here? High end out here. Are we getting snow out towards Philly? State College? Pittsburgh? This is 72-hour high end. You look at expected, not much expected, but chance that we end up getting a lot of snow, right? About a 10-15% chance. We end up getting a lot of snow up and down Appalachia into PA, upstate New York. I mean, this snow's trying to push out back towards the coast. So something interesting there. All right, quickly, we're going to go over severe weather and temperatures, and then I'm answering your questions. All right. What? Guys, I don't know why it's replaying. I don't know why it's replaying. I don't know. Don't ask me. Here we go. Here's our severe weather. Here's our severe weather. Let me hit this down a little bit. Yes, we are going to have severe weather. This is Sunday. This is our Sunday severe weather. All right, so go marginal, slight, enhanced risk. All right, straight up Dixie Alley, Ohio Valley. And let's break this down a little bit. Tornado threat. You've got a 2% tornado risk. And actually, I want to take this out. Let me see if I can break this down a little bit better for you. Weather Bell may have a better graphic because I can push out east. Let's go into SBC outlooks. Let's do day 2 tornado. Ew, why is this such ugly colors? I lied. We're going to stay here. And what I'll do is we'll go to regional. I don't like how this does this. This isn't going to cover everything, is it? All right, anyways, if you're in the green, that's a 2% chance that a tornado touches down within 25 miles of your home on Sunday night into Monday morning. Brown, 5% chance. Yellow, 15% chance a tornado touches down within 25 miles of your home Sunday night into Monday morning. What does the dots mean? The dots, SIG 1. That means these, if you do see a tornado, it could be as strong as an EF2 plus. I want to address something real quickly. You guys can clip this if you want and post it. Maybe it may be controversial. I'm seeing, including some streamers who I like, I'm seeing a lot of people online, and I felt this way in the beginning, and then I just did research for half a second and figured out it wasn't complicated. I'm seeing a lot of talk online about how confusing the new SBC outlooks are. With the SIG 1, SIG 2, SIG 3, I honestly don't think it's confusing at all. I think it would take me a minute or two to teach my 3-year-old son. I don't think it's confusing at all. Are you guys ready to learn? Okay, I will teach you everything you need to know in 30 seconds. Are you guys ready to learn? If I can teach, it's not confusing. If I can teach you guys in 30, And I'm seeing streamers, weather enthusiasts, meteorologists all over X, even in ones I like. I'm not talking crap about them because I had this feeling in the beginning too. I'm seeing them all say how complicated this is and this is stupid. We need to go back. No, I love it. And it's not complicated. You guys ready to learn how this works in 30 seconds? If I can teach you in 30 seconds, it's not complicated. Here you go. Set your clock. See the colors down here? The colors represent the percentage chance you have of seeing that severe weather. So we're looking at the tornado map. So green, higher percentage chance in here, higher percentage chance. That's all it is. Colors are just percentage. And it shows you what the percentage is right there. The SIG, see these dots? Oh, look right down here. SIG 1, 2, 3. That's just how intense the storms could be. Look, we only have the dots. That's the least intense of the intense storms. If we had the dashes, now we're talking even stronger tornadoes. And if we had the X's, now we're talking EF4, EF5. There you go. That's how it works. The colors are the percentage chance you have of seeing the severe weather. And the SIG, these dots, dashes, and X's, are how strong that severe weather could be. That's it. That's it. Go to wind. Here you go. We're in wind, right? You can look at the bottom. I remember the colors by in my head, but 5, 15, 30, 45% chance. If you're in the pink, 45% chance you could see damaging winds within 25 miles of your house. All right, so cool. That's just a percentage. I'm already done explaining it, by the way. Now let's look, and just look at SIG 1 to SIG 3 as this is 3 out of 3 severe, 2 out of 3 severe, 1 out of 3. Sometimes people look at the percentages here and they go like, you know, if you're in the, what a lot of people will do with tornadoes, guys, and it makes sense. A lot of people will call the green like a 1 out of 5 risk, a 2 out of 5, a 3 out of 5, right? Same thing with SIG. If you're a SIG 1, it's going to be severe, but maybe not as bad as a SIG 2. SIG 3 is the worst. It's literally that simple. The colors are percentages, and the SIG 1 to SIG 3 are intensity. Percentage to see it, intensity. That's it. Percentage to see it, intensity. It's like so, yeah, mind blown. It's so simple. There's two things. You guys have to remember 2 whole things. So I don't know. I haven't responded to anyone on X, anyone on YouTube, anyone on TikTok talking about how this is stupid and complicated and they don't like it because I'm not a drama guy. But like, if you can't understand this, I'm concerned you won't be able to understand like a warning sent to your phone that's telling you there's a tornado outside. Like, this is basic. The color is the percentage chance you see the severe weather. The SIG 1 to 3 is it dangerous, very dangerous, or super dangerous? Okay. Anyways, I'm sorry. I've just been seeing that all over, and I'm like mind blown that people think that's complicated. It's literally percentage of seeing it and intensity. That's it. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, it's like, holy crap. When I first heard it was coming out, I said the same thing. I was like, wait, this looks complicated. I sat down for 2-3 minutes on a phone call with Matt, and I go, oh, that's so easy. Never understood how people didn't understand the difference between watching and watching. It's same thing. Same thing where people go, the watches and warnings are confusing. No, if you're in a tornado watch, that means there's a chance for a tornado. If you're in a tornado warning, that means there may actually be a tornado on the ground. Boom, done. There's your explanation. It's if you made it any more simple, we wouldn't be able to tell you what's happening. And by the way, why is this important? And this is the last thing I'll say about it, I promise. Why is this important? Why do I really want them to keep this SIG 1 to SIG? This is all they added, by the way. All they added that everyone, this is the thing that everyone's complaining about. All they added was literally, look down here in the bottom corner. Pretty much all they added, okay, was, oh, I hate when this does this. I hate when this does this. Let me go back here. 1 second, guys. All they added was basically SIG 1, SIG 2. Just 2 intensity levels. 2 more intensity levels. That's it. Here's why. Here's why we do this, and I'm shutting up on this topic. I promise. Here is why we do this. Let me close this pen out and reopen it since it's not working, and I need to be able to draw on the screen sometimes. Here's why they do this. So, say you're out here, right, in the green. That's only a 2% chance for tornadoes. Where's my thing? That's only a 2% chance for tornadoes. Well, you're right. There is only a 2% chance for tornadoes. The problem is, if by some chance you get very unlucky and you're in that 2% area where a tornado does touch down, what the dot's telling you, the SIG 1 down here, it's saying it could be a very strong tornado. So if you're in the 2%, you're not in the dot. It's, yeah, 2% chance for a tornado, EF0, EF1. What the dot is telling you is, hey, You're very unlikely to see a tornado. But on a rare chance you see a tornado, if you're in a Sig 1, Sig 2, Sig 3, it could be a strong tornado. So that's good because before they wouldn't hatch the green area and then there'd be an EF2 tornado out in the 2% area and people you only said we had a 2% chance to see a tornado and then we had an EF2 tornado. Well, here. So the SBC said, fine. Here. There's only a 2% chance, but it could be strong. They just gave everyone what they asked for. All right, let's move on. You can't have your cake and eat it too. People need to stop complaining. I think this is fantastic. All right? It's fantastic. Okay, so tornado chance, obviously Western Kentucky, central to western Tennessee, central to northern Mississippi, northwestern Alabama, northeastern Louisiana, and eastern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, far southeastern Missouri. We're talking about 10% chance you're in that Sig 1. So 10% chance to see a tornado. Sig 1, I just look at it as it could be an EF2 or stronger, or EF2 strength, Sig 2, EF3, Sig 3, EF4, EF5. You don't really even need to know the strength. Just know Sig 1, strong, Sig 2, stronger, Sig 3, stronger. It's that simple. We're watching that. Anyone in the green, in the brown, in the yellow, pay attention Sunday into Sunday night. All right? We just know. You got to pay attention Sunday into Sunday night. All right. Let's move out east because I want to get to answering people's questions. I'm sorry I'm taking so long. Here we go. Right? Severe weather up and down the East Coast. The green, 1 out of 5 risk. Yellow, 2 out of 5. Orange, 3 out of 5. It's going to be a hail, wind, and tornado threat. Tomorrow we'll be able to break down each of those with the SBC updates. Interestingly enough, the HRRR shows absolutely pretty much no severe weather at all tomorrow. Look at this. There's on the updraft helicity, there's nothing. I know why the HRRR is doing that, but let's take a look at the Rufus. The Rufus thinks, nah, we're going to have a line of significant severe weather. That's what the Rufus thinks. You see all those updraft helicity marks right here, especially through here? The Rufus says, no. Hold up. This is going to be intense. There it is. Rufus says, no, this is going to be intense. All right. Now, why does the HRRR not see anything and the Rufus sees something big? This is going to be a high, shear, low instability day, meaning we could have 90 to 100 mile per hour winds just above the surface. A ridiculous low level jet. I'm about 30 seconds away from finishing. Ridiculous low level jet whipping across this area. Look at this. Pushing 70 plus knots, 85 plus mile per hour winds. But then you take a look at the instability, which is our forcing mechanism, which is what's going to, help these storms grow. And, well, where's the instability? There's not much there. You can get a lot of tornadoes and strong tornadoes on a high shear, low instability day. But the HRRR is saying this just isn't enough instability for me. I know we have a ton of shear. I know we have it's actually not a ton of moisture, but I think the Rufus is right, though. Very significant QLCS. I'd expect rotation, wind, hail, tornado threat up and down this region. All right, last but not least, there you go. Major cold blasts as we get into Monday morning for the plains and Ohio Valley. We get into Tuesday morning, pushes out east. 10, 20, 30 plus degrees below average. Freezing. All right, it is time to answer all of your questions. And we're going to jump right into a speed round since that took me so long. We're going to jump right into a speed round. Just remember, in the speed round, if you ask me about, Piano Stand, South Dakota, right, and I've never heard of it, I have to skip you because in a speed round, it's going to be about 10 minutes. I'll set my timer. I don't have time to, look up small towns. Just say geographically where you are in the state, south, central, southeast, east, central, or if you're, 30 miles outside of a major city, try to help me. Or if you're in a, large to moderately large city, I'll probably know where it is. All right, guys. We're doing the speed round. Get your questions ready. Pam, what's going on? Pam, I haven't seen you much lately, have I? Trade. What is going on, Pam? Hope you're doing good. All right, here we go. We are going into the speed round. Get your questions ready. Let's go.
Speed round initiated.
Okay. Go, 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 go. Alabama coastal region. I'm not too worried about severe weather in your area. Not too worried at all. Will New York City get hail? How much? I don't suspect New York City will get hail. There's a small chance. I don't suspect New York City is going to see any. Small chance. I give you guys a 10 to 15% chance. Does someone say how much snow for Duluth? All right. Right now, let me actually change this up. Okay. Right now, Duluth is expecting from the National Weather Service about 7 inches. I think you actually may end up getting closer to 10 just because we've seen the storm intensify slightly. Although it's also compressed. I'll say, I'll say 6 to 10 is your target there. I'm going to say 6 to 9 is your target there. How much snow will Central, South Dakota, North Dakota get? We talking about this region here? We're looking at Central South Dakota and North Dakota, or are you talking about the border? All right, that's confusing. We're looking at somewhere here between 5 to 8 inches through this region. But if you're a little bit further out east towards Aberdeen, out here in east, kind of central up here, northeastern South Dakota, southeastern North Dakota, we're pushing a foot out here a little bit. South central North Dakota, north central South Dakota. We're talking about somewhere between 6 to 9 inches possibly. Yeah, Minneapolis right now, and I think these totals are actually going to go up, believe it or not. Expected 18 inches, high end 27 inches. I think they're expected will go up. Colm Edgley snowfall. What? I don't know. What? Cleveland, Ohio, please and thank you. Cleveland is expected 1 inch of snow, 2 inches on the high end. The tornado threatened eastern North Carolina. We're going to have to take a look at that. I swear it just keeps resetting itself, guys. We're going to have to take a look at that. All right, sorry, let me put this back on. Here is, and this is a speed round, so I got to go quick. Here's the threat tomorrow. Right now, I'm thinking a 5% SIG 1 North Carolina. We could end up going to a 10% SIG 1, meaning 10% chance you see a tornado within 25 miles of your location in central to western North Carolina tomorrow, and it could be EF2, at least as strong as an EF2 tornado. Another sip. Well, I actually only keep taking sips because my throat is dry and hurting. My throat's been really hurting me lately. I don't know what's going on. It's been dry and hurting every day. Connor, my flight is at 9:50. It's like hard for me to talk. Connor, my flight is at 9:15 p.m. on Sunday from Chicago. No, it's not. Sorry, Patrick. No, it's not. Okay, guys. I got to answer this question really quickly. 9:15. Okay. This is a speed round, but I got to answer this question real quick. 9:15 on Sunday from Chicago. Unless I'm remembering things wrong, I don't think that's a great time for you, sir. Low pressure's right. It's going to be hard. I would expect delays. Maybe you get super, super lucky. I'd expect delays. I would expect delays. Oof. Can we check the Supercell composite for Tallahassee? Not going to do that right now in speed round. We can do that later. We should. I don't think it'll be too crazy for Tally, but we can look at that a little bit later. Minnesota, Indiana border. Wait, what? Michigan, Indiana border. We're looking at expected around 2 inches. Look at South Bend. 2 inches expected, 5 inches on the high end. You go out east, 1 inch expected, 4 inches on the high end. Western Kentucky, what are we talking about? Severe weather? Yeah, you guys are in an enhanced risk. Western Kentucky is in the target for severe weather. There's a chance you see significant hurricane force gusts, severe weather, Sunday night into Monday morning, EF2 plus strength tornadoes, and 2 to 3 inch plus hail. It's going to be these storms are going to move by very quickly through Western Kentucky. But right now, Western Kentucky, Southwestern Indiana, Southeastern Illinois, Western Tennessee, and then Northwestern Mississippi, Far Eastern Arkansas, and Far Southeastern Missouri. That's the target region for severe weather down there. All risk. I don't know where New Prague is. I feel like I do, but again, if I don't remember it right away, it's speed round. I can't just go look it up. It's probably okay. Twin Cities. Yep, I do think they'll adjust this. Right now, the expected for Twin Cities is 18 inches. Someone's gonna see. I think they'll adjust this up. The latest short ranges put over 2 feet into Minneapolis. I don't know if I believe 2 feet into the Twin Cities, but I'm gonna tell you with the setup we have, it's not impossible. That's all I'm gonna say. North of Baltimore, what are you asking for? I don't know what you're asking for. You're not expecting much snow, severe weather. Yeah, you could have some significant severe weather if that's what you're asking for on one day. Timing of the storms in Atlanta. We'll dive into that super quick. Right now, we'll look at the latest Rufus. It's looking like about 5 a.m. About 5 a.m. Eastern, they move through, and they're not really out of your hair until about 9 a.m. Eastern, and that's obviously Monday. That's Monday. So Twin Cities Metro, 3 inches. If Twin Cities Metro gets less than a foot of snow, I'll quit streaming. All right. Central New Jersey, severe weather. Could be pretty bad. Tomorrow, we'll talk a lot about it. We're going to see our tornado. I'm not this stream because I'm more focused on the severe weather across the plains or across Dixie, Ohio Valley, Midwest, Mississippi Valley today, and the blizzard. I'm not going to get super into the East Coast severe weather tomorrow, but I will get into that tomorrow. I'll get into that East Coast severe weather. We'll pick it apart, dissect it. There's a tornado, hail, and wind risk up and down the East Coast tomorrow, including in New Jersey. Just know that. EJ, I'm streaming. What's going on? Oh, no. We did it. I forgot to face off. Oh, yeah. Let me call you back in a little bit. See ya. All right. Let's see. Bluefield, West Virginia. Don't know where that is. Again, this is speedrun. I can't answer small cities. I don't have time to look it up. What's going on, NTX? Time for Southwest Indiana. Southwest Indiana. Yeah, this time, if we get a discrete setup out ahead of this, the timing could be as early as 5 p.m. Central. Now, South. Are you? What are you guys? Are you guys? Whatever. 6 p.m. Eastern, and you could have a chance of seeing severe weather down in that region. Look, you try to get some snow back there too, all the way until midnight tomorrow night. Let's see here. Central Alabama. What are we looking for? The timing for Central Alabama. If you get a discrete mode set up out ahead of it, could be as early as 10 p.m. Central. Could start as early as 10 p.m. Central and then moving out as we get into around 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Monday. Let's see. Southeast Alabama. These storms could, I mean, you could get storms down there in Southeast Alabama as early as 1 a.m. and you could see severe weather all the way through until about 11 a.m. on Monday. Tornadoes in Nashville? Possible. Appleton, Wisconsin. I feel like I know where that is. I do know where that is. I'm drawing a blank. We'll get back to that in a second. We're going to go over some more about the winter storm and severe weather here as soon as I'm done answering a few more questions. Green Bay area right now, you are expected to receive 20 inches of snow, and your high-end total is 30. I don't know. It's a little high, but yeah, that's what's going on. Just south of Green Bay, it's about the same. Totals start to drop off just south of Green Bay, but about the same. Yeah, I mean, you guys, if you want to see the timing of the snow getting out towards Green Bay, really moving into Wisconsin in general, we're talking about 10 p.m. tonight, and it's snowing for a lot of you all the way through until about maybe 2, 3 p.m. on Monday. Minneapolis snow total, according to the National Weather Service, anywhere between 18 to 27 inches. Well, I would say to be safe, like 16 to 24 inches. But I mean, right now, what did I up my totals to? 14 to 17. I'm thinking 14 to 17 to be safe, but we could definitely, someone in the Minneapolis could end up with over 20 inches or 2 feet of snow. Wouldn't surprise me at all. I think there's an extremely low chance, almost like astronomically low that we get less than a foot in the across the Minneapolis metro. Let's see what the National Weather Service thinks. The National Weather Service gives us a 75% chance to see at least a foot of snow. I actually think that's higher because the latest short-range models came in and they just amplified the snow and moved us into that 3-inch-an-hour snow. So I actually think I'd give it like a 97+% chance that we receive over a foot of snow across the entire metro. And I'd probably give it about a 50% chance, 50-50, that the Minneapolis metro receives over 18 inches. This is like, yeah, it's the best look we've had all year, and it's not even close. We're right in the target. No problem, Cody. What time frame will have the highest per inch? Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so I'll get into some more detailed questions now. That wasn't as usually speed rounds. I answer questions quickly, but people were giving me, there was a lot of complicated stuff that I couldn't answer quickly. I should have drank a Red Bull. That usually helps me talk quicker in speed round. GG B, what's going on? I appreciate you guys. What's going on? Okay. This, I love looking at this, and I'm glad one of you asked about this. Okay. Yes, the inch-an-hour snowfall rates. We can kind of go state for state. We could see some ridiculous. By the way, here's the latest HRRR. You know where you don't want to be if you hate loads and loads of snow? Right in there. Hey, is anyone right in there? Does anyone live right in there in Minnesota? Does anyone live right there? You don't want to be there if you hate feet of snow. A lot of people. Pam! Pot of gold. Pam, I appreciate you. My mom. Yeah. Pam, I appreciate you. Oh my God, I forgot it's about to be St. Patrick's Day. Really quickly, take a look at this. What could our snowfall rates be? Actually, is the 20Z out? Okay, let's here. We'll get into the 18Z here. I guess actually we can use the 19Z since it's loaded through. Here you go. Can you guys read what that says for the Minneapolis Metro? Almost 3 inch an hour. Almost 3 inch an hour snowfall rates. And how long could that last for? We're talking 2 inch. Okay, we're talking inch an hour for an hour. Then we're into almost 2 inch an hour. Then we're into almost still 2 inch an hour. Almost 3 inch an hour. 2.5 inch an hour. 2 inch an hour. 1.5 inch an hour. Okay, so we're talking 7 hours, 7 or 8 hours, possibly, where we could see 1.5 to 3 inch an hour snowfall rates. Like 7 hours straight of 1.5 to 3 hour an inch snowfall rates. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. And you can see that's happening out there to the west here as well. You can see where the highest snowfall. But this is what I was talking about. But guess what? Look at Rochester, though. Right? Rochester's right down here. There's a chance in and around. We don't know exactly where this is going to be. There's a chance somewhere down here. You're seeing that correctly, guys. Almost 4.5 inch an hour snowfall rates. I don't know if I've ever seen that on a model, but it could be bugging. But 4.5 inch an hour snowfall rates. That's going to be intensifying right as the low is lifting. So that's what I'm saying. Like areas down in southeastern Minnesota could end up blowing away their expected total if they get in one of these bands down here, and you get you just get 2 hours where you get like 9 inches of snow in 2 hours, and then you're like, okay, my totals are way higher than I thought. You can see getting into Wisconsin. Let's push out a little bit further here. Taking a look at our snowfall rates. Look at that. Large portion of Wisconsin. We're in 1.5 to 2.5 an hour snowfall rates. Guys, just for people who don't understand, well, I think a lot of people do, but like once you get to 1 inch an hour of snowfall, that's heavy snow. Once you get to 2 inches an hour, that's very, very heavy, fast accumulating snow. And then once you get into the 2.5, 3 inch an hour, I think anything there and above is just like, that's kind of the ceiling, you would think. So just so you know, like anything one inch or above is getting pretty significant. Now, as this snow moves through, look, you do get that snow trying to whip through Chicago, some back end. So we can take a look here. If you guys want to take a look at the latest Euro. Really quickly taking a look at the latest Euro. Global. All right. Let's take a look at, and then we're going to move on from this snow in a second and talk about the severe weather a little bit more. But we're going to look at Kuchera. All right. Okay. Here's the latest from the Euro. Let me actually get right into here. Okay. Here's the latest Euro forecast. Is this our 12? This is our 12Z. The Euro came down a little bit. Only about 17 inches. Actually, yeah, it shifted down a little bit, but it's putting actually 20 inches into South Minneapolis Metro, and then around 17 inches into Central Minneapolis Metro. So there you go on the latest Euro, and then, oh no, guys, you're only going to get 17 inches of snow. Here's Wisconsin, still getting slammed. Green Bay, the Euro thinks 32 inches. And then however you pronounce those up there, you know, Marquette to Escanaba, 33 to 40 inches. So that's the latest Euro there. You can see what's happening. Milwaukee, 6 inches according to the latest Euro. Although we should kind of be looking at we should kind of be looking at we should kind of be looking at short ranges more right now, but yeah, I know how to pronounce Marquette. Not really the other one though. Okay. Sioux Falls. All right, we need to talk about severe weather. I think what I'm going to do is Sioux Falls, you're right out there. Why it's not showing you on the map? Yeah, you're right down here. Sioux Falls expected from the National Weather Service right now is an inch with 4 inches on the high end. That feels a little low. I think you might get more than that. That feels a little low to me. And just so you guys know what's currently going on, here's the storm currently, okay? Now, yeah, everyone's in a blizzard warning, basically. But if I take these off so you can see it a little bit better, we're snowing in North and South Dakota right now. We're getting some snow moving into, approaching. And even if you see green, this is mostly snow, trust me. The MRMS, precipitation type radar bugs. But we're getting some snow already. Pushing through Eau Claire, southeastern Minnesota, Minneapolis Metro, Fergus Falls, St. Cloud, central Minnesota, central to southern South Dakota, northern South Dakota, up through the mountains out here, because some good snow. What's going on here? Are you guys actually getting snow? Anyone here in northern? Anyone here in Chicago right now? Do we actually have a snow band right now in Chicago out through Valparaiso and LaPorte and South Bend? Is it actually snowing there? Is anyone out here in this area, Rockford? Like, are we actually getting snow there, or is this a BS snow band? You're in Gary and it's snowing? Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. Probably won't be a lot, but I don't think models were really seeing this too well. All right, let's talk severe weather a little bit. And actually, I want to do this on here. I should have done this on here earlier. It's just a little bit easier. There you go. This is our wind outlook. Wind is likely to be the most significant of the severe weather tomorrow, guys. Wind is likely to be, I'm talking we could see a couple, maybe one or two. It's possible. Derecho type events. You guys know what derecho is? Where you get like this straight line wind event that's like 90, 100 plus mile per hour winds. It's basically like an EF0, EF1 tornado, but it's not actually a tornado. It's a straight line wind event. We're worried about those, especially out here in this area. So be aware. You know, and just to remind everyone of the timing here. Just to remind everyone of the timing here. All right. And actually, we can do this with the risk zone on. So you guys can get a little bit better of a look at this. Okay. And There we go. So storms are really starting to get their act together. There you go. Right around 2 p.m. Central Time. Tomorrow. All right. Let's push out towards 5. There we are at 5 p.m. You guys know where you live. This is what we call a squall line, or it could be a QLCS. Don't love that we see cells out ahead. Right? Prefrontal boundary. Don't love that. These, with a little more clean inflow, skies to themselves could get some rotation into them, especially down here where we have more instability in the southern portion. I think if we do get a tornado, strong tornado, that's going to, I've been pretty good with these lately. That's going to long track. Because this is high shear, low instability up there, I don't think we get a long track, even if we get a strong tornado. If we get a long track, let's watch out Memphis, Oxford, Greenville. Let's watch out southwestern, central, west central, southwestern Tennessee, eastern Arkansas, northwestern Mississippi. Let's watch out in this area here for something to potentially long track if we get a discrete mode set up ahead of our main squall line. Yeah, you have the shear period on the instability. But there you go. That's 5 p.m. 8 p.m. You guys know where you are. That is 8 p.m. Easy. Memphis, Evansville. That is 8 p.m., okay? Let's push out a little bit further. Let's push all the way to 10 p.m. There you go. You guys know where you are. Okay? And then let's get into midnight. Okay, midnight here. Now, storms are going to start to de-intensify as we get closer to midnight. And then push out one more time out to 3 a.m. And then storms are really going to start to lose some steam out here. Still possibility for something strong. Still the possibility for something strong, but they're going to start to lose some steam out here as we get towards central Ohio, eastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, northwestern Georgia, and central to southeastern Alabama. But then we move into tomorrow, and this is what's worrisome. You got kind of a jet moving up here, tons of discrete cells, and then you're going to get your squall line kind of getting itself back together. So we could have a pretty bad day out here. Whoa. Whoa. When did this happen? We have a 45% SIG 1 risk out here now. All right, DC. Actually, I'm going to include Philadelphia, Harrisburg, DC, Baltimore, everyone out here, Eastern Virginia, pretty much all of North Carolina and South Carolina. 30 to 45% probabilistic risk Monday. That's a pretty intense day 3 look. There's something going on with my throat. That's a pretty intense day 3 look. 6 inches of snow in Milwaukee. That's a lot. Right now, Milwaukee, at least the National Weather Service, is expecting 4 inches expected, 8 inches high end. I think that actually might go up though with the latest short range. Hi, Soy. You gonna walk in here? Hold up 1 second, guys. I'm gonna take more questions. 1 second. Hold up 1 second. My little girl learned how to walk. 10 months. All right, walk on in here. Show them your party trick. Come on. Show them. They don't believe me. Show them. No, walk. Don't go. Don't crawl. They're not going to believe me. Come on. Come on. 10 months. Come on, walk. Come here. Come here. Come on. Don't do this to me. Come on. Come here. Come on. Don't do this to me. Can you walk? Don't do this to me. Get here right now. Get, oh, do you want this? Come on. I swear she walks. Sawyer. Come on. All right, she's just going to stand there then. Whatever. All right, you're just going to stand there? All right, whatever. Okay, guys. How's everyone doing? I promise this is listen, I promise this is a weather stream. Here, do you want my hat? We're getting back to the weather in just a second. Do you want my hat? Show them you're walking, please. I didn't give up the next 18 years of my life just for you to stand there. Show them the walking. Show them the trick. Come on. Come on. Why is she just standing there, guys? Come here. Sawyer. Oh. I forgot she's my daughter. Money? Do you want money? Here you go. Money. I really thought that would work. Oh, it worked! I knew it. I knew you'd come for the money. You take another step. I told you guys, women are so easy to predict. Come on, come for the money. Okay, we're gonna get out of here then. You saw it. She took some steps. All right, come on. Come on, let's get out of here now. All right. See you later. All right, let's get back to it. Yeah, you clip it. The money made her take a couple steps. Okay. Thank you guys. You have to give her the money now. I know. She's gonna come back asking for it. All right. Let's get back and answer some questions. Is this updating? Is National Weather Service updating? We'll give this a second to update. You have 3 girls and 2 boys. Oh my gosh, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I have 2 kids. It's a lot. One boy. Sorry, wait, did you forget? I joined your fan club for Threads. KJ, you are amazing, and I really appreciate you. I really, really, really appreciate you. Shout out KJ. Seriously. Guys, I appreciate all the support that I've been getting lately. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for any gifts. You don't have to. Thank you for being in here, just helping engage. I really appreciate all of you. 2 girls, 1 boy. I think we're done with 2, but who knows? You know? I could probably do 1 more. All right. It's not going to be my decision. What's MSP looking at for snow totals right now? The National Weather Service is saying if we have the worst day ever, like I always say, and flamethrowers come out of the ground and shoot at the sky and everything turns to rain, worst day ever, the absolute low end for Minneapolis is 10 inches of snow. Absolute worst day ever. The expected's around 18 inches, high end 27. That's the latest. We could see these actual numbers go up because I've been looking at the latest. I've been looking at the latest model trends. They could go up 100%. Weather for Lincoln, Nebraska. Weather for Lincoln, Nebraska. Let's look at Lincoln, Nebraska. You guys aren't, well, listen, half-inch expected, inch on the high end. You guys are going to see significant winds as we move throughout. I mean, the winds are already probably, well, they're not whipping up there. We are going to see significant winds out there. Let me take a look here really quickly. The HRRR. One of these winds really start whipping out there. Yeah, Lincoln. The winds really start to intensify at around 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And I'm talking we could see 50, 60, maybe even 70 plus mile per hour gusts. The overnight, 5 a.m., and then all the way through until almost 5 a.m. the next day, maybe? No, let's look. Yeah, okay. 4, 5 a.m., and then all the way through until maybe. Until midnight. It's going to be whipping. Yeah, no problem. East Coast is cooked. Now, East Coast is going to be fine, Emmanuel. Thunder snow? Maybe in the northern section. Listen, you can even get thunder snow. You can even get thunder snow right like close to the low pressure. Anyways, this was what I was looking at for our winds, guys. If we push into Nebraska, take a look at these winds. Pretty crazy stuff. Pretty crazy stuff out here. Now, we could definitely see individual gusts reaching 60 to 70 plus. Take a look. Up here in Minnesota. Pretty strong wind gusts. Minneapolis could see over 50 to 60 mile per hour gusts. Wisconsin. Crazy wind gusts. There's a reason we have all these blizzard warnings. Look at Wisconsin. Green Bay, 65 plus. I mean, we could see an 80 plus mile per hour gust in Green Bay. I don't think that's off the table. Same thing with the UP in Michigan. Okay, with the 6-7 guys. Weather manipulation? No, probably not. Nope. These types of storms were happening 200 years ago. And unless you think that we were manipulating the weather without any technology, what were they? What were we, casting spells in the sky with our wands 200 years ago when we were seeing these exact storms? Were we doing the rain dance or something? It's so easy to disprove. It's so easy to disprove weather manipulation because we've seen hurricanes, blizzards, severe weather. It's documented that we've had these types of storms for hundreds of years before technology was even invented. How are we manipulating weather without planes or any sort of technology? How? Someone explain that to me. I like the argument. I like the cloud seeding argument too, because these storms were happening, before planes were invented. So, anyways, don't get me going down that rabbit hole. Yeah, voodoo. Casting spells at the sky 150 years ago when these exact same storms were happening, when technology wasn't invented and we didn't have planes. All right. Can we check the supercell composite for Tallahassee, Florida? All right. Fine. Go Knowles, by the way. I can't believe we didn't beat Duke. Go Knowles, baby. Go Seminoles. It's looking pretty boring. Pretty boring on the HRRR. We'll take a look at the Rufus here real quick. Go Seminoles. Yeah, things could get a little bit spicy as we get into 7 a.m. on Monday. Look at that. Look at that. Tries to put something real spicy at around 12 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday through Tallahassee. But we're clearing up by 4. So 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday. Let's watch out in Tallahassee. Midday, early afternoon, late morning. We could see get a little spicy out there. When does the heavy snow begin in Minneapolis? Let's take a look. Let's take a little look-see, why don't we? 20Z is out. What's the 20Z seeing for us? Well, it's not loaded all the way, but let's do this. Model trend. Ooh, is it shifting even further south? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. This isn't fully loaded, so yeah, this isn't fully loaded. So let's go back to our 18Z.
It's snowing.
Oh, it's snowing? Nice. Nice. It's snowing in Minneapolis. Okay. So, yeah, heaviest snowfall. Heaviest snowfall. Let's take a look. Let's just go into our latest future reflectivity on the 18Z, the HRRR. And let's get off of model trend. Let's go into forecast. And let's switch you over here. And let's see if we'll actually load anything. Okay. All right. Here's the 18Z. Moderate snow. Moderate snow starting at around 9 p.m. Where does the heaviest snow start to begin? 1 to 2 a.m. We could be talking about 1 to 2 inch an hour snow. God, YouTube has so many trolls. Can you guys just permanently block that person from the channel, or do I have to do that? Hide user from channel. There you go. And then the heaviest, absolute heaviest snow. So let's call it from 1 a.m. all the way through until about 8 a.m. Now I can actually look, and we can break. Oh, do you want to tell them it's your birthday party?
Yeah.
What do you have all over your mouth? What did you get for your birthday?
Present.
Yeah, what was your favorite present?
Ghost spider.
Ghost spider? Okay. He just had his birthday party. It was supposed to be last week, but he got sick. So now he technically had 2 birthday parties. Okay, say bye, stream.
Bye, team.
Okay. I like using Weatherbell for this. Here's our and actually let me go back into the HRRR. Here you go on the HRRR. Really heavy snowfall. We're talking about getting into inch or more an hour. Yeah, beginning right at around 1 a.m. 1 a.m. all the way through until 7 in the morning. 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. could be crazy, crazy heavy snow. Thank you, guys. I will tell him that Stream said happy birthday. Southeast side of Ohio seeing no severe weather? Probably not. Yeah, that's when the weather starts to kind of lose that squall line starts to lose some instability before re-intensifying. Yeah. Possibly nothing. Duluth is expected to see, at least from the National Weather Service, 6 inches, could get a foot on the high end. We'll see if that changes. This storm is intensifying. It's deepening a little bit, but that also means it could be compressing a little bit. Can you please explain to me what geoengineering is exactly, if not weather modification? Are you saying geoengineering doesn't exist? No. Geoengineering does exist. Cloud seeding does exist. But anyone who thinks that we have the technology to manipulate and create hurricanes and massive storms gives us way too much credit. Yes, cloud seeding does exist, and we're able to add about 1/10 of an inch of precipitable water into the atmosphere to try and get at least some moisture for crops when there's a severe drought. There's a difference between that and being like, yeah, that blizzard that we just had that dropped 40 inches of snow in Rhode Island, that was because of cloud seeding. God, if we could cloud seed to that level, we'd already be flying spaceships to other galaxies. Like that level of technology, guys, we cannot create. You guys don't understand the size of planet Earth and the complexity of our atmosphere. We cannot create hurricanes. We cannot create nor'easters. We can add slight amounts of precipitable water to the atmosphere to try and stop crops from completely being destroyed in severe droughts, but it usually doesn't even save them. So yes, geoengineering, cloud seeding, it all exists. It's just it doesn't work very well. This is new technology. It does not work very well. Okay. That's all I'm saying. We have had the strongest hurricane in recorded history happened back in like the 1940s. Where did we create that in the 1940s? Like, I don't know, like 15 years after planes were invented? I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, we just figured out planes, and then we created the strongest typhoon, tropical cyclone in history right after we figured out planes. Why was that storm that strong? If we didn't have geoengineering and cloud seeding and all that stuff back then. Why is the strongest typhoon in history? Why was it in I think it was the 1940s. 1960s? It was mid-1900s. If we didn't have any of this stuff, how the heck did that happen? Naturally, that's how it happened. The strongest blizzards in history, there's some back in the early 1900s and the 1800s. How the heck did those happen without any geoengineering and cloud seeding? Because they happen naturally. Come on. It's the chemtrails. People get confused, I think, because you hear more and more record-breaking. All the record-breaking stuff you guys hear, record-breaking hurricane, record-breaking winter storm, record-breaking snowfall. It is record-breaking in recorded history. Recorded history doesn't go back that far. Okay? There have been there's plenty examples of historical events that we don't have the actual data because we didn't have satellites and we didn't have weather balloons and we didn't have the instruments to record, but we have documentations of ridiculously powerful storms well far back before technology was even a thought in anyone's brain. How did that weather happen without geoengineering and cloud seeding? How did it happen? If you can explain that to me. The only answer you'll have for me is naturally. There's literally only one answer, naturally. You don't need a cloud seed. You don't need a geoengineer anything to get a Cat 5 hurricane, to get an EF5 tornado, or to see 40 inches of snow fall in a blizzard. You don't need to do anything to our atmosphere. The temperatures in the stratosphere above the North Pole get hundreds of degrees below freezing, and the temperatures along the equator can easily push, well, especially in desert regions just north of the equator, can push up to 110, 120, 130 plus degrees. When you have cold air and a fluctuating jet stream that's going to try and pull negative 100 degree temperatures down towards 100 degree weather towards the equator, that's just opposite air masses clashing. You don't need any sort of engineering to create strong storms. You don't need anything. Anyways, Wisconsin snow, please. Here's the latest on the Wisconsin snow. Depends on where you are. These blues, right? So down here in this section, we're talking anywhere between, we'll call it 4 to 9 inches. All right? And then we get up here, and we're talking a foot about to 18 inches. Right? 1 to 9, and then 12 to 18. And then, I mean, this could be more. This could be more than 18. And then out here, we're talking 2 feet plus. Could get up to 3 feet. That's at least the latest from the National Weather Service. We'll see about the southern portion of that. Yep. When will it stop snowing in Green Bay, Wisconsin? Let's see what the time. Well, let's look at the timing on the Rufus, actually. Let's do that. Let's look at the timing on the Rufus. Could have snow flurries all the way until maybe 4 p.m. on Monday. When's everything going to start in the Twin Cities? Well, I'm looking out my window right now and it's already snowing. But yeah, heaviest snowfalls, the moderate to heavy snowfall could start around 7, 8 p.m. The heaviest is going to be like 1 to 8 a.m. And then somewhere around 3 or 4, we could get 3 inch an hour snow. Possible. When is it going to start being real accumulation in the Twin Cities? Yeah, real accumulation. It could start as early as 7 p.m. Real accumulation. Could start as early as then. It's hard to tell. There's going to be a little bit of banding. It's going to be a little bit broken up in the beginning. But that's when this stuff could really start accumulating. So not too long from now, a couple hours. We could even accumulate earlier than that. It's just the early stuff, as this stuff moves in, right? So we're looking at like 9 p.m. This is more banding of snow. So there could be a band here, a band here, a band here, but no snow falling here. So the solid chunk of snow where it's like, oh, this is 100% accumulating. No one's missing it. That's when this stuff starts to move in. So this is 11 p.m. to midnight. You're kind of not, there's no chance you're avoiding snow in Minneapolis. And that lasts all the way through until basically you can see a little bit of dry air here. And this is what I talked about yesterday. If we get dry sliding, it's going to be on the back end. This is all the way 10 a.m. And then more snow behind that. Is there heavy winds for Wisconsin on Monday? Mm-hmm. Wind speeds. We actually really want to look at this is sustained winds. Okay. This is sustained winds. So here's Monday. Here's Monday. We're talking 25 to 30 mile per hour sustained winds the whole day. If you have 25 to 30 mile per hour sustained winds, you can bet you could see gusts 50 plus miles per hour all day Monday. Fluffy snow to start out, heavy snow, and then as the storm progresses east, the back end is very light and fluffy snow. Although we've seen the models trend south, so the Twin Cities is actually going to get much lighter snow than originally thought. I mean, fluffier snow, not like less snow. Depends on where you are. All right, guys. I'm going to go hang out with my son. He was napping, but he's up. He had his birthday party this morning. We're going to go hang out, play with some of his toys. I will have a video out tomorrow Not sure when I'm going to put it out, but I will have a video out tomorrow. I will stream tomorrow at some point because we're going to have to break down the severe weather event. And we're going to have to break down what's happening with the storm. And maybe I'll do a little bit of live streaming outside so I can show you guys the snow and everything like that. But one last quick look here. So you guys know what's going on. Again, the light blues to the dark blues, we're talking 2 to 5 inches. You get into the light yellow to the darker orange in this region here. We're talking about 6 inches to a foot, right? In these inches, in that area. You get into the darker orange here, we're talking about a foot, right? This darker orange. And then you get into the reds, 18 plus, 2 feet plus. So once you start pushing into this orange here, we're talking about a foot or more snow. Heavy snow. The high ends could be crazy. I actually think some of these are going to be adjusted up. The high ends are crazy. Big, big, big snowstorm. I think you guys know what's happening with our severe weather. There it is. If you're anywhere in any of these risk zones, pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Especially in here. Central to southern Indiana, southeastern Illinois, western Kentucky, central to western Kentucky, southeastern Missouri, central to western Tennessee, northwestern Alabama, central to northern Mississippi, northern Louisiana, central to northern Louisiana, and then most of Arkansas. You really need to pay attention. And now we have going into day 3. Holy crap. We haven't seen a risk like this along the East Coast in a long time. From almost Trenton, New Jersey, all the way down almost to Savannah, Georgia. Very high threat. It's still a threat north and south of that. Damaging winds, hail, and tornadoes. Something to watch. By the way, yeah, as we get into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 10, 20, 30 plus degree below average air. Very, very, very cold air. We could have wind chills along the Gulf states, even down into Tallahassee, Houston, New Orleans that try to push down below freezing wind chills as we get into Monday, Tuesday. So pay attention to that. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Don't forget to follow, sub. I try and stream, post videos every single day. And if you want to join the Discord, where I literally post these graphs, charts, everything we talk about in the stream or in my videos, every single one of it, severe weather, winter weather, temperatures, climatology, tropical weather, everything is updated in my Discord every single day. Just add me, Connor's Climate Corner on Discord, or just click the link in any one of my YouTube videos in the description box. The link to my Discord's in there. And you'll be in there for free. All right, I'll see you guys later. I appreciate you guys. Let me actually here. I'll pin this over on YouTube there. See you guys.